Tonight, Red Cross volunteers in New Richmond are waiting to help anyone displaced by yesterday's storms, keeping open an emergency shelter. Surprisingly, though, the dozens of families in New Richmond and Moscow who have lost their homes have decided not to use the shelter, at least so far tonight. 9 News reporter Bill Price is live at New Richmond High School with details on why this shelter could well be empty tonight.
Well, Julie, indeed, it may be hard to believe that the only people using the emergency Red Cross shelter here at New Richmond High School tonight may be Red Cross volunteers. Seems almost all of the storm-affected families here in Claremont County have instead decided to stay with relatives and friends for the night. But that certainly doesn't mean that this shelter isn't ready to offer storm victims the kind of help and support they need at this time.
And that's how we got down into the trailer from the front door. We had to put a ladder down in there and climb down in there.
We met Joyce Bronson at the New Richmond Red Cross shelter going through her cell phone pictures of a wrecked mobile home in Moscow on Route 756. She, her husband, and 6 children were all away tending to other relatives when the storm struck on Friday. They came back to find the newly bought mobile home on its side.
Everything's pretty much, destroyed. It's not livable. We was able to salvage some stuff. We only been living there a month and a half.
Joyce came here tonight to see what arrangements were for sleeping in the shelter overnight. She's not sure her husband will go with the idea of an emergency shelter.
So we're here. I'm going to, try and get him in here. He's a proud man, and because he was proud of what he had accomplished. But he's also stubborn. So I don't know.
So you may be here tonight, or you might not be here.
Right.
Joyce tells Red Cross workers she's emotionally torn between trying to help her family and her worry over relatives who've also lost their homes in Moscow.
I feel guilty when I cry over my loss because there's more down there. But we're just going to, take it one day at a time. One day at a time.
Well, we just checked in with Joyce, by the way, and she and her husband have decided to stay with relatives for the night. But this emergency shelter will remain open and most likely also open tomorrow night here at the new Richmond High School. Give people a place to stay as well as a chance to begin to connect with the vital emergency services that they'll need. Now, if you want to help Joyce and some of the other Claremont County families in need, you can bring food, supplies, and clothing to the Cranston Memorial Church here in New Richmond or the Boys and Girls Club here in New Richmond. Now, if you have larger items that you think you want to donate, you can bring them to the 4-H barn or 4-H hall over at the Claremont County Fairgrounds in Owensville between noon and 5 p.m. tomorrow. And of course, this Red Cross shelter is simply not equipped to take any donations from the public. Julie?
Absolutely. Bill Price live in New Richmond. We'll be talking about other